Hey, welcome again with me. Now we talking about 5 things you probably missed in Star Wars: The Last Jedi. The current most pressing question on the internet is whether or not Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi is in fact, good or bad. While that's been a fun flame war to wade into the past few days, I wanted to steer clear of that today for something a bit more light-hearted instead. Watching the film and reflecting on it after by reading about 1,000 different articles about it, I thought I'd make my contribution with something that describes a few cool things you might have missed in the film. Number 1. Luke's Force projection clues. One of the defining moments of the film is a showdown when Luke appears to stand down Kylo Ren and about a half dozen AT-ATs. First, they blast him into a crater, yet still he stands. Then, Kylo duels him and Luke acts like he's going to pull an Obi-Wan, sacrificing himself to his evil former apprentice. But, it's revealed that Luke isn't there at all. He's been on his little island the whole time, astral projecting himself to the planet, which is how he was able to survive the barrage of laser blasts as he stalled for time for the Resistance's escape. Luke doesn't just show up with a haircut, he's actually younger. As you can see, there's no longer gray in his beard. He looks like he did in the Kylo Jedi Temple flashback. Luke does not make red footsteps in the salt as the camera focuses on his feet, indicating he's just air. Number 2. Rey's thieving ways. I'm guessing you saw the brief moment at the end of the film where it's been revealed that Rey stole the sacred Jedi texts from the tree on the island. Maybe you missed it, but it was purposefully shown for at least a few seconds. But the clever part of this is the interaction between Luke and Yoda as Luke is about to burn down the tree and then Ghost Yoda does it instead. As Luke bemoans the loss, Yoda tells him that Rey possesses all the knowledge of the tree already. At the time we're meant to think that this means Rey carries the knowledge inside her as a potential Jedi. Instead it means, she literally has the books from the tree, which Yoda knows but we the audience and Luke don't. Puppet, Troll Yoda CGI Warrior Yoda every day of the week. Number 3. The cameos you missed. We'll go a bit meta here. The Force Awakens featured a few cameos like Daniel Craig as a masked stormtrooper, but Rian Johnson snuck a few of his own into The Last Jedi. Rian Johnson collaborator Joseph Gordon-Levitt voices the alien that tells the police that Finn and Rose illegally parked their shuttle. Noah Segan, another actor who has been in all of Rian Johnson's films with Gordon-Levitt, makes a cameo as a Resistance pilot. Point 4. Those dice were in fact in the original. I've seen Star Wars a half dozen times at least, but even I was a little confused when Han's golden dice were made such a focal point of the film. Were those that iconic? Was that a reference to something I was missing? Turns out, yes. Though not prominently featured in any focused shots in the original trilogy, if you go back and look, yes, those golden dice were hanging in the cockpit of the Falcon from the start. Too bad Leia didn't manage to get their hands on the real ones. It was an odd memento of Han to use, but I suppose they couldn't go around passing around vests or blasters. The final solo nod is Luke's "See you around, kid," which is a Han line that Mark Hamill even says in his Harrison Ford voice, which we've heard in interviews before. Number 5. Yes, that kid force grabbed that broom. This one may be the most obvious of all to some, but it really was a blink and you'll miss it moment, where if you didn't see it, the last scene would have still been okay, but a little weird. You would have just seen the kid's rebel ring, but yes, in that split second after he enters the stable, you're supposed to see him force grab the broom just a few inches into his hand. It's a particularly important moment because we just learned that Rey, as powerful as she is, has no Force-famous ancestors responsible for that. She's the daughter of no one of note, yet the Force surges through her all the same. Showing that this slave child also has Force powers is a nod to the next generation of potential Jedi, or I suppose Sith, that are out there in the universe, also without Skywalker, Kenobi, or Palpatine in their bloodline. It's a neat moment, but I did notice a lot of people missed it because it happened so quickly.